more charter schools. That's part of the reason for so much interest. But Senator Kelly's absolutely right that the money is coming from the state and not from the local districts. And 66% of the public school funding comes from local school districts in New Hampshire. So there's not a large pot of money at the state level to fund charter schools. So I think that's a question that's going to have to be.
The state has done an awfully good job of spending money, though.
Oh, right. We've got some people that have been patient and trying to ask some questions. In the red shirt or jacket in the back there, that would be you. Yes, on the aisle.
My name is Violet, and I'm from Manchester. And I have two questions about things I saw in the film, and I've seen some of these people be interviewed on talk shows and things. But one of them is they compare the U.S. education student, their proficiency with other countries. And in the U.S., we go and allow everybody to have an be in the public schools to get tested. Is that true in these other countries? And my other question is, with charter schools, it's a lottery to get in the film. Does that mean anybody can come in and put their child's name in the lottery, or are there entrance requirements?
Did everyone hear the question? Yes. All right.
The lottery question, anybody can come in. Our application is one page long and it consists of contact information. So we don't know anything about the student's prior academic history when we're pulling the name out of the hat. So that's the answer to the lottery question. I'll let somebody else answer you.
Dr. Barry, on the question of other countries, are they as inclusive?
It's not always inclusive in other countries. One of the goals that most Eastern European countries and other countries have is to offer a quality education similar to the educational model that's in the United States. So I think that's a great question. But even if we were to factor in that difference, that all children do not receive an education in many countries, the scores themselves have leveled off.
That might be the last question there. Go ahead. Yeah.
My question is about the length of the school year. Lower Bond, Concord, New Hampshire, and in my professional life, I'm an engineer. In my spare time, I'm on the school board and an educational surrogate parent for foster children. And in my professional life, I'm required to work 235 days. In fact, I have to work until 5 p.m. on Christmas Eve. We expect our children to only be in school 180 days. There's a 55-day difference here. And that really concerns me. And I'm from an affluent suburb of Boston, and I remember being bored out of my mind in the summer. So I would like to see a longer school year and a little less manic school day. That's what I like to see, but how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'd like to respond to that. I think that's a great idea, and I think that if you were to ask most educators in the state, and a good majority of parents, they would be interested in longer school days, year-round schooling with more flexibility. And we do have people that are sitting here in the audience tonight that are very focused on personalized education, taking away boundaries, taking away grade levels, and giving schools greater flexibility to meet the needs of all children, not within the same framework that we've been working in, as we said before, since the 1950s. So it's a great suggestion. There are a number of school districts in New Hampshire that are looking differently at their calendars and beginning to make some headway. So thank you. That's a great comment.
Does someone want to jump on that? Otherwise, I think we might need to wrap this up. And I'd like to ask each of you, I'll give you the choice. You can just make a few summary comments, try to keep them brief. Or some of you, I posed the question to you right before we began. What is the one thing that you would like to see happen that would make it exciting for teachers to show up to work and kids to show up and be in the classroom? But you don't have to answer that question. We're very flexible here.
It's a lean bureaucracy. I saw the movie a couple weeks ago, and I didn't get a chance to see it tonight. But almost the first thing that I thought when I was sitting to see the movie was that the fact is that there is no Superman. And we shouldn't think of that as a depressing thing. We should think of that as a challenge. Because even the greatest teacher can't take on the massive system that we've built up. But that's not, so we shouldn't be disheartened by that. But we do need to find things that will kind of cut through that system. Just take a knife and cut right through the knot and get direct connection between a student, a teacher, and a parent. Because that's where all the action happens in education. All the rest of it, as Michelle Reed says, it all becomes about the adults. Right? So it has to be that direct triangle of student, teacher, and parent. And whatever we can come up with to create that and to make that the focus of everybody's attention, that's what I'm for.